शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे कृ। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। Yes, today we are doing Damodar Leela, so I am doing the Damodar Ashtakam. It is suitable for this today's class. So Damodar Ashtakam ki jai ho. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमादम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मभुजन्तं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम्। मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेखाङ्गकण्ठ स्थितग्रेव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्। इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जं तम् आख्यापयन्तम्। तदेशितज्ञेषु भक्तिर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतामृति वन्दे। वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशदपिह। इदं ते वपुरनाथ गोपाल बालम् सदा मे मनस्या विरास्ता किमन्ये। इदं ते मुखाम्भोजम् अत्यन्तनीले उत कुन्तले स्निग्धरक्तिश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तावलं लक्ष्यलाभे नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजाल कृपादृष्टिवृष्टातिदिनं बतानु गृहणेश मामज्ञ मे दक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमूर्त एव त्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्युधाम्ने स्फुरादीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री श्री दामोदर अष्टकम की जय हो। श्री श्री सत्यव्रत मुनि की जय हो। वृंदावन धाम की जय हो। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। थैंक यू प्रभु जी फॉर सो वंडरफुल सेवा। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Mataji, for so wonderful. It's so nicely done.
Hare Krishna. So I will start with the invocation prayers. Is that okay? I will first do the praise of praise from Krishna Leela Stava. Let me share my screen. Okay. सर्वशास्त्रादिपीयूष सर्ववेदैकपद सर्वसिद्धान्त रत्नाद्य सर्वलोकैकपद सर्वभागवत प्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभु कलिद्वान्तोदित्यादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तित O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churn from the ocean of all Vedic scriptures, O most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you who are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual and philosophical conclusions, O you who grant spiritual vision to all people of the world, O life breath of Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. You are actually Lord Krishna who has returned among us. परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसीवय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you one attains transcendental bliss. For your level strain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. मद एक बंधु मत संगी मद गुरु मन महादन मन निष्ठर का मद भाग्य मद आनंद नमस्ते. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. असाधु साधुता दाई अति निकुचता कर हाना मुंचक राचिन्मा प्रेम नारच कंतयोस्पुर. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my thought, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. Om Vishnu Krishna 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 Namani Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ki Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charane Nirvishir Shunyavadi Paschat Vechata Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Vashali Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वकदा वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदाम सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखावतंस हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे. So welcome all to day 2 of this wonderful reading of Srimad Bhagavatam I'm sharing. And just having done Damodar month, we are all blessed to read again, once again about Damodar Lila, what Raksha Mataji just recited very sweetly as well. So I believe Santa Mataji, you're going to do recap of the yesterday's class. Are you around? Oh, sorry, was it Santa Mataji or Archana Mataji? Yeah, Archana Mataji, right? Are you around to do that?
It was not my turn, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Archana Mataji, right? Sharad Prabhuji?
Yes, Archana Mataji.
Is it? I thought mine was next week.
Okay, no problem. Let's do this. I will finish it. It's okay. No, never mind. So,
No, there's some confusion. I'm sorry. If you want, I can do also because you're giving the class.
Sir Prabhu, can you decide? I'm okay either way. Or
Sanjay Prabhuji, you do it.
okay, sure.
Thank you.
So, yesterday we did lesson 37, which was chapter 8, which is about Krishna showing the universal form to Mother Yashoda. That was the key highlight. The whole chapter, there were 4 key themes. Let me just bring up the, yeah. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. So, there were a couple of themes here wherein it says Namkaran ceremony. Garg Muni comes and perform the name giving ceremony for Krishna and Balaram. We went through. Sorry, you have to give me a minute. My computer is stuck bringing up this. Anyway, so the initial section is about Garg Muni coming and doing the name ceremony of Krishna and Balaram. We went through how he was welcomed, what is the significance of that, and then he was sent. Now I get it. Sorry, it takes a bit of time on my PC to flip. Yeah.
Don't worry, take it easy. Take it easy,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Now we are fine. So Krishna and Balaram, their name giving ceremony is done by Garbhuni. We went through key highlights there as to how he was received, how he was secretly sent by Vasudev, and um, and then the interaction between a lot of learning lessons from that interaction we covered, how to receive, what is the significance of a sadhu, and then Garbhuni, he actually is there. The intent is to do the name giving ceremony, but the way he comes together, he warns him about the Kamsa, and that's why it's done secretly in a cow shed. So then we also saw how Krishna and Balaram they begin to walk and crawl, and that was very, very um, blissful feeling and wonderful feeling for all the Brajvasis. They would all gather together and see that. And then as they start moving from the crawling to the walking Leela, they then create a um, sweet havoc or a sweet disaster for all the residents of Braja, where they go and break the pots, steal the butter, tease the gopis, and they would all come and complain to Mother Yashoda. Okay, and then once the complaint was Balramji eating the Balramji also complaining that Krishna has eaten dirt, so there was no escape for Mother Yashoda. And at that time, we saw that Krishna displayed the whole universe in his mouth. And this all made Parikshit Maharaj wonder that what is it that this wonderful opportunity has been given to Mother Yashoda? What is it that Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj do to get this wonderful, situation of the Vatsalya Bhav, that on one hand, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we'll study more today the inbuilt contradictions we are seeing here. Like he's controller of every aspect. We say not even a leaf moves without his permission, but he is completely controlled. He even the fear personified fears him, but he's being feared by Mother Yashoda, and he opens his mouth and shows his potency. So that was the high level. Now let's go a bit deeper into the. Let's revise the key points from yesterday's class. So let's start. Why Garg insisted that Krishna and Balaram name giving ceremony be held in utmost secrecy?
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dhanvatmanam.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Okay, so one of the reason I could think of is just yesterday discussion is like generally the priest, okay, the Gargamuni, okay, for the Kshatriya family, he was the performing all these kind of things for the Kshatriya family. If Kamsa is such a sinful person, if we get to know that this is done by um, Gargamuni, okay, in the family of Nanda Maharaj, then definitely he will get a doubt saying that okay, the Astama Shishu, okay, is in hands of Nanda Maharaj. And that is the key reason, okay. So he wants to keep it very secretly, okay. And also he's very diplomat, okay. He will get to know things very quickly, very smart in that way, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Absolutely perfect, Prabhu. You answered both the question. There was the next question, what were his concerns about Kamsa? That Garg is priest for Vasudev, he is priest for the Kshatriya side of the
Yeah.
family or the lineage, not for
There's
the
one more reason. There's one more
Maharaj.
reason, Prabhuji. One more reason. What was that? It's important reason.
Not,
He's
not for
renowned,
the,
right? He was very renowned.
Yeah.
So everybody would question such a renowned personality has come there, and he was renowned also as a family priest, Vasudev ji,
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
everybody was Kamsa get very clearly the clues
Very clear.
what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. This is the connection, and this is
Yes,
very
thank you.
important ceremony. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank
They
you.
will get to know very
Well
quickly.
done. Well done,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
so
Thank you,
Kamsa
Prabhu.
would
Thank you.
put one and one together and he would easily see. We thought that. So now, what was then Maharaj's reaction? How did he alleviate Garg Muni's concern? Anyone?
बहन जी,
Yes,
Yes,
Akshay.
आप बोलिए.
ये हाँ, रक्षा माता जी आप बोलिए.
नहीं, प्लीज माता जी कंटिन्यू, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
हाँ, ये आनंद महाराज बहुत इंटरेस्टेड थे, उनको ये नामकरण एक्टिविटीज पूरा करने में. जब लेकिन उनको पता लगा था कि भी ये ऐसे ऐसे उन्होंने बताया गर्ग मुनि ने कि भी ऐसे Kansa is very diplomat and sinful person, and he already knows that Krishna has taken birth in Gokula Nand house. So and मेरे को भी जानेंगे कि मैं priest हूँ, renowned, तो इसलिए वो उनको था. फिर उन्होंने ये नंदा ने कहा कि इसको हम सेक्रेट प्लेस में कर लेते हैं और विदाउट एनी अपना रिलेटिव्स को बताए बगैर, और इसको एज ए सेकंड बर्थ करते हैं हम, जिसमें क्षत्रिय और वैश्य दोनों के संस्कारों के अकॉर्डिंग जो है इसको कर लिया जाए और अपना वो काउ शेड में जो है इसको हम एक तरफ करते हैं विदाउट टेलिंग एनीबॉडी, इवन द रिलेटिव्स आल्सो.
ब्यूटीफुल मैडम, ब्यूटीफुल.
Yes,
बहन जी ने सब पॉइंट्स कवर कर दिए. देखा आप लोगों ने नोट किया?
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Very,
good.
very nice.
Go ahead, the next one.
So let's quickly move. How
Thank
did
you, Bhaiji.
Garg Muni justify
Thank you, Bhaiji.
Krishna and Balram name he assigned? And further to that, what were his prediction about Krishna? So there, and which of them were concealed or hidden one, and in what way? Go to the slide also. So that we can...
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, में आए.
Yes, mother, please.
गर्ग मुनि जी ने दोनों बालकों के नाम दिए. एक का नाम पहले का, और रोहिणी माता की गोदी में थे कृष्णा और यशोदा माता की गोदी में थे बलराम जी. तो फिर उनको देखना भी था कि ये गर्ग मुनि जो आए उनको तो बहुत थोड़ा टेंशन भी हुआ था दोनों माताओं को कि ये बराबर होंगे कि नहीं, क्योंकि उनके कुल गुरु नहीं आए थे और ये दूसरे थे. तो उनको भी फिलहाल तो फिर तुरंत ही गर्ग मुनि ने रोहिणी माता के गोदी में बैठे और कृष्णा के बारे में बताया. फिर यशोदा माता की गोदी में थे बलराम जी, उनके बारे में बताया. तो पहले उन्होंने बताया कि जो बलराम जी के बारे में बताया कि ये जो बालक है बहुत ही सबको आनंद देने वाला है और सब जगह पे आनंद फैलाने वाला है, तो उसका नाम मैं रखूंगा राम. और फिर वो बहुत ही शक्तिशाली है, तो वो बलराम के नाम से भी जाना जाएगा. और ये जो है वो संकर्षण के नाम से भी जाना जाएगा, क्योंकि वो दोनों परिवार को, मतलब वसुदेव के परिवार को और नंद बाबा के परिवार को, दोनों को कनेक्ट करेगा. तो वो संकर्षण के नाम से भी जाना जाएगा. और फिर वो कृष्ण के बारे में कहते हैं कि ये तो बहुत ही अलौकिक बालक है, मगर वो डायरेक्टली उन्होंने नहीं बताया कि ये भगवान है, स्वयं भगवान है, मगर उन्होंने इनडायरेक्टली उनके बारे में सारी बातें बता दी कि ये उनके बहुत ही पहले भी बर्थ हो चुके हैं, वो वसुदेव के भी पुत्र रह चुके हैं. और फिर ये नारायण स्वरूप ही है. नारायण, वो सब उनमें नारायण की क्वालिटीज है और वे इतने अलौकिक काम करेंगे. वो दिव्य बालक है. और आप दोनों बहुत ही उसको अच्छे से उनको उछेर करें और वो बहुत ही आपकी सारी मिजरी को दूर करेंगे और सारे संसार की भी मिजरी को दूर करेंगे. तो ये सब उन्होंने प्रेडिक्ट किया.
बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब, ब्यूटीफुल.
Yes, and I think that's complete. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Now let's go to the next question. What is not beautiful and beautiful, and what does the compound Saharama signify?
मैं
Yes,
बताऊं?
Mataji.
Beautiful, I think beautiful when Krishna and Balram started to crawl, they were उनका जब क्रॉल करना शुरू किया तो उनका वो मिट्टी से पूरे उनके जो पार्ट्स तो ये सभी मिट्टी से धूल से हो जाते थे, और काउ डग और यूरिन सब लग के वो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल लगते थे. आई थिंक, आई एम नॉट श्योर कि वेदर आई एम इज करेक्ट और नॉट.
No, no,
और
that's in
बिल्कुल
the
ठीक
right
है,
नहीं,
direction.
बिल्कुल ठीक है
दूसरा
बहन जी।
प्रभु जी,
देखो
ब्यूटीफुल
वैसे
जो नहीं है, ब्यूटीफुल जो नहीं है वो ये है कि इस स्टेज में जब उनको जो गोकुल के पीपल देखते थे तो वो बड़ा खुश होते थे देख के, क्योंकि दे बोथ ब्रदर लुक्ड वेरी ब्यूटीफुल, वेरी हैंडसम. तो वो, लेकिन जो ये बच्चे थे दोनों, ये उनको पीपल्स को देख के, वुमेन्स को देख के डर जाते थे और वो अपनी मदर के पास दौड़ते थे. आई एम नॉट श्योर दिस इज
प्रभु जी,
करेक्ट.
मैं बता सकती हूँ?
Yes, sir, Mati, you can.
हाँ, ब्यूटीफुल, व्हाट इज नॉट ब्यूटीफुल इन अ ब्यूटीफुल मीन्स कि अगर कृष्णा और बलराम जी के शरीर में कोई भी अलंकार, वो क्यों मिट्टी क्यों ना हो, कि गोबर क्यों ना हो, मगर वो इतने अच्छे ब्यूटीफुल दिखते थे क्योंकि भगवान भगवान पे थे। पहली बात तो भगवान के ऊपर किए गए थे, तो वो ज्यादा से ब्यूटीफुल हो गए। और जनरली ऐसा होता है कि हम जो है कि हम अलंकार धारण करते हैं कि हम ब्यूटीफुल दिखे, मगर भगवान को अलंकार धारण किया जाता है कि वो भगवान छुप जाए और अलंकार ब्यूटीफुल दिखे।
और
दिस इज
ये एक आखिरी और पॉइंट है कि जो आमतौर से जो इतने ब्यूटीफुल नहीं होते, देखो एक आम लड़के होते हैं बच्चे, उनके अगर मिट्टी से भरे हुए होते हैं, गोबर से भरे हुए होते हैं, तो वो ब्यूटीफुल नहीं माने जाते ना। मगर ये
हाँ,
भगवान के लिए जो नॉन ब्यूटीफुल है वो भी ब्यूटीफुल बन जाता है। और जैसा
यस,
उन्होंने रक्षा माता ने उदाहरण दिया कि अलंकार अलंकार और भी ब्यूटीफुल बन जाते हैं। पर जो स्पेशली जो नॉन ब्यूटीफुल है, जो
वो भी
गंदगी है,
ब्यूटीफुल।
वो गंदगी भी वो सुधार लेते हैं, ये भगवान की महत्ता है।
यस प्रभु जी।
थैंक यू।
Very nice.
और ये सहराम क्या है, व्हाट इज सिग्निफाई?
Yeah, what is the significance of Saharam?
हाँ, सहराम मीन्स जब भी जो बटर की स्टीलिंग की जो लीला है, माखन चोरी की लीला जो है, उसमें बलराम जी ने उनको साथ दिया है, मगर जो प्रोमिनेंट जो है वो स्टील बटर चोर जो है वो कृष्ण कन्हैया ही है।
बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने, थैंक यू।
Krishna is predominant in the pastime of stealing the dairy
ये
product.
माखन चोर, जिसे माखन चोर कहते हैं, वो सिर्फ कृष्ण भगवान करते हैं ना। वही उसके सबके जो लाडले बन जाते हैं इसकी वजह से। वो गोपी जिसके घर से माखन चुराते हैं भगवान, वो गोपियां खुद आनंद अनुभव करती है। फिर जो कि उनके घर से माखन की चुराई होती है, वो खुद चाहती है कि भगवान आए और मेरे घर से माखन चुराए, और ऊपर से कंप्लेंट करती है। ये
तो
यही एक
प्रभु जी उसका रीजन क्या है? माखन चोरी का रीजन क्या है? वो क्यों है, ये लीला क्यों करते हैं?
ये जो छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, ये अगर और कोई लड़का करेगा और कोई बच्चे करेंगे तो बहुत ये हो जाएगा ना। ये भगवान की ये लीला है कि इससे मन लुभा जाता है, मेन
हाँ
थिंग
प्रभु जी।
wants to really steal people's heart, people's love, people's mind. वो अपनी ये ऐसी नोटी हरकत, देखो बच्ची जो नोटी बन जाते हैं, माँ को कितने प्यारे होते हैं, वैसे नोटी होते हैं, और माँ को बहुत प्यारे लगते हैं जो नोटी हरकतें करते हैं ना। तो भगवान ये क्योंकि ये एक्टिंग कर रहे कि एक मामूली बच्चे हैं, उसने भगवान अपना ऐश्वर्य ज्ञान जो छुपा लेते हैं। एक मामूली बच्चे जो करते हैं आमतौर से वैसे ही लीला करते हैं, पर भगवान जो लीला करते हैं और भी प्यारी लगती है।
यस प्रभु, मगर प्रभु जी मुझे एक पॉइंट मैंने एक जगह सुना था, वो बता सकती
हाँ
हूँ? एक
हाँ
दूसरा
बोलिए।
उसके बैक कि कंस जो था वो बहुत ही कर लेता था। तो जो ब्रजवासी के जो सबके पास बहुत गायें थी, हजार हजार गाय थी, मगर उनके पास इतना बच्ची के लिए खाने के लिए इतना बटर और दही वगैरह नहीं रहता था। तो जब भी कृष्णा ने देखा कि ये सब बच्चे तो बहुत ही कम लेते हैं, ये सारी चीजों कंस को दे आते हैं, देना पड़ता था, कर देना पड़ता था इतना सारा। तो फिर भगवान ने सोचा कि अगर मैं ये लीला करूं तो सब बच्चे को बहुत एम्पल अमाउंट में बटर वगैरह मिल सकता था।
बहुत अच्छी
तो
बात है।
ये भी एक वन ऑफ द रीजन,
That's very good.
छोटा सा था।
Could be, yeah, could
Yes,
be.
yes, Mataji, that is also very correct, because in that case, what will happen? These gopas, they will say, our things have been lost in theft only, and they do not have to pay any taxes thereafter. Yes, that reason is also there.
अदर थिंग देखो, और भी बात है, भगवान माखन चुराते फिर मंकी लोग को देते थे, वो
Yes.
भी एक बड़ी बात है ना. He used to distribute to the monkeys even.
हाँ ये क्योंकि राम भगवान के लिए जब भी लीला हुई थी तब मंकियों ने उन्हें बहुत साथ दिया था।
Yes.
तो अभी उनको भगवान कुछ दे नहीं पाए थे कि मैं उनको क्या रिवॉर्ड दूं, तो ये लीला में सबको अपने हाथों से बटर खिलाते हैं।
बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब. आगे बढ़िए.
That's wonderful
जी भाई.
conversation and a lot to learn. Okay. Thank you, Raksha Mataji. So Yashoda Mother says, why don't you gopis offer yourself the dairy food Krishna like, so that he won't uh, steal from your houses? He was not taught to be crafty, so how can he possibly steal the dairy food from you clever gopis? And why don't you hide the pots? तो यशोदा माता जी ने जब ये किए कहा तो हाउ डिड गोपीज रिस्पॉन्ड बैक टू?
तो पहले गोपियां जो कंप्लेंट करती है वो बताइए, फिर यशोदा माता जी उनका जवाब देती है और काउंटर क्वेश्चन करती है, तो फिर गोपी का क्या रिस्पॉन्स था. तो सबसे पहले ये बताइए कि गोपी की क्या कंप्लेंट थी. एक एक क्वेश्चन के बारे में ये बताइए. Let's have somebody else also participate. अर्चना माता जी आप या नीतीश के बाद आप कहिए.
Um, uh, Lord Krishna used to devise different plans to break the ponds and steal butter and milk from houses. And they used to say to Maya Yashoda that should be fed properly, Lord Krishna, so that he will not steal the things. But the main intent was to delight the gopis with such menial activities. And Lord Krishna thought that these gopis, they are so fortunate that they used to get the association of Lord Krishna, the gopis, and he used to perform these activities.
No, सबसे पहली बात देखो, we'll go step by step, okay? First, gopis are complaining, okay, that your son is stealing butter from our houses. Why don't you feed you in your own home? तो गोपियां के तो मदर यशोदा कहती हैं कि देखो ये, why don't you gopis yourself feed this thing, so ये चुराने का मतलब ही नहीं होगा, जैसे मैं खिलाती हूँ आप भी खिलाइए ना. तो उनका जवाब क्या होता है, जो गोपियों क्या कहती है कि भगवान हम देते तो नहीं लेते, वो चुराने में अपनी मजा लेते हैं. हकीकत है ये ना कि he used to enjoy only when stolen from the gopis, and that's what gopis also like that. Okay, so इस तरह से जवाब दीजिए आप. पहले गोपियां क्या
क्योंकि
कहती है,
सबसे बड़ी
भैया
कंप्लेंट तो ये है कि
Yeah.
जब भी गोपी बोलती है कि जब भी मैं दूध निकालने के लिए जाती हूँ तभी वो काफ को छोड़ देते हैं, तो काफ आके दूध पी लेते हैं, तो फिर
ये भी बात है.
बचेगा क्या. तो ये सब करते हैं. फिर अगर हम नहीं देते, हम देते तो नहीं लेते, मगर वो चोरी कर लेते. उनको पोट तोड़ने में बहुत मजा आता है, वो तोड़ के खाने में उनको बहुत मजा आता है.
और
जैसे
वही ये
हम
लीला
कहते हैं ना
इसलिए
कि
करते, एग्जैक्टली
हाँ
ये
राइट
लीला इसलिए
यस
करते हैं कि यही स्वीट लीला है ना. स्वीटनेस जो उनकी
यस
है, ये जो ह्यूमन पास्ट है, उनकी स्वीटनेस है वो बाहर आती है ना.
यस.
Okay,
Also,
we
he used to
now
like,
go to the second point.
yeah,
Second
he
point.
used to like urinate and pass tools in the great good places in the house, and also that was also a complaint. Okay, now the next is how does then
He was
Mother
not
Yashna?
crafty, बोलते हैं.
So
The next point, he was taught to be not to be so crafty. जैसे आप बताती हैं कि इतने smartness से करते हैं, but he was not taught to be being smart, and why he's still doing, how you can possibly steal, dairy foods from your clever people. You guys, आप सब गोपियां तो बहुत चतुर गोपियां हैं. ये बच्चा मामूली बच्चा है, मेरा बेटा है, उसको तो ये सिखाया नहीं गया है, और आप ये कंप्लेंट कर दी, क्या बात है. तो क्या जवाब होगा. ओके. अर्चना माता जी आप
जवाब
हेल्प
हाँ
कीजिए. Archana Mate, please help people.
Okay, 1 minute. So he was saying that Yashoda Mai is saying my child is not like a thief because he cannot be so intelligent. He's not so crafty. इतना naughty नहीं है. Then he's saying they are saying that he is not only naughty, he is contriving new ways of looting. आज ये किया तो दूसरा कुछ और किया. तो तो यशोदा माई बोलती है why don't you hide your pots? Why are you simply keeping them there and so that he can come and steal it? So if they say if we hide and if he doesn't get it, he becomes so angry that he will pinch the small children and run away. And then when they cry, and then we go and look after the children. At that time, they come and they steal the butter.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's proceed.
Okay,
Sanjeev
and
Prabhu.
next is how did then Mother Yashoda respond? Sorry, how did gopis respond back to all these? Okay, I think we covered that, right? Very nice. Okay, then as to the complaint against him that he ate earth, what was Krishna's defense and how did he justify? And
Then Krishna will say,
Hare
Who
Krishna.
were complaining that?
Krishna
Who are
will reply.
complaining?
Means
Who-
the gopis are
first
complaining.
complaint क्या थी? किसने complaint की थी सब?
Balaram has given a complaint, Prabhu.
Balram and
सारे
other
ब्रजवासी बालकों और बलराम जी ने.
Yeah, very good. तो वही तो कहते हैं कि ये कृष्ण कहते हैं कि I didn't do it, पर ये देखो तुम्हारे अपने अपने भाई हैं, बड़े भाई हैं, वो कंप्लेन करते हैं, तुम्हारे अपने सखा लोग कंप्लेन करते हैं, तो कैसे हो सकता है? कैसे मैं मान लूं कि तुमने नहीं किया, you know?
Yes,
so then what
That is when they're eating the mud, no? Before that is, yeah.
Yeah.
When he was
So what was Krishna's defense then, and how did he justify?
He said, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. He said he
Yeah.
never ate any dirt from outside. And the justification is that everything is inside, Prabhu. Okay. Already.
Very good. Wonderful.
So, in theoretically, he has not lied because everything belongs to him. Everything is there within him already. He has not
Everything's
taken.
within him.
He cleverly said he has not eaten anything outside, anything from outside.
So he was not lying. He was lying, but he was not lying.
He was not lying. Correct. So that is.
Was he really lying? That means, you know, so he's really not lying, you know. But he makes
his
it he's
lie
lying.
is also the truth because
Yeah.
it's in the Balya Leela, in the fear of chastisement he's lying, but that is nourishing the Vatsalya ras. So in this
Correct.
way,
This is all his sweetness, you know, that he is displaying that, you know,
yeah,
and people like about that.
yeah, that's why.
And if not, how do we our acharyas prove they were indeed speaking? उसका जवाब भी मिल गया अपने प्रसाद प्रभु ने already did it. So let's move to third question.
So how do we understand Aishwarya Shakti impaired by his Satya Sankalpa Shakti becomes manifest by itself? Why doesn't the Lord...
So first explain what is the meaning of these two terms.
Aishwarya Shakti means his opulence, his energy which displays his opulence. And it's
Divine power, right?
Yeah, divine power. And it's impelled by Satya Sankalpa Shakti means Satya Sankalpa means whatever he thinks, whatever he wants happens. It comes true. Satya, it becomes true. So that is another opulence, another energy of his. So how is it that his Aishwarya Shakti is impelled by Satya Sankalpa Shakti? Because it's manifesting. Because how he showed the universe and he plunged Mother Yashoda into the astonishment rasa, Adbhut rasa, and he made her forget her anger, and she was totally bewildered. So she was rebuking him. She wanted to scold him, but because she was so engrossed in that, he showed the universal form in his mouth. Yeah, she totally went into a different rasa. So in this way, he was fearful of his mother's chastisement, right? He was fearful, and he was relishing that sweetness of his mother's affectionate love. But she was totally bewildered. In this way, it was like his Satya Sankalpa Shakti was that it was impelled with Satya Sankalpa Shakti was that he should not be chastised because he was fearful. And his Aishwarya Shakti is is also is impelled by this fearful this Satya Sankalpa Shakti, which is saying that he should not be chastised. But he remains fearless, isn't it? By his Aishwarya, in his Aishwarya Shakti is telling him, how come you are everything? You should not be fearful. So in his own supremacy, he is remaining, he should be fearless. But he doesn't remain fearless, isn't it? Why he doesn't remain fearless? Because he should not be chastised, but he wants that to enjoy that rasa of his mother chastising him. Therefore, he says that Krida Manuja Balaka, he is a human child for whom the most important thing is games. Krida. Krida means games, to enjoy playing mischief and then getting chastised, and then he doesn't want to be chastised. And this is going on.
Very beautiful, very beautiful.
Playful mood. All
Yes,
Leelas in playful mood.
yes. Okay.
Okay,
Fourth point,
now,
Prabhuji.
yeah, after, so thanks, Mataji. You answered the whole question very nicely and enlightened us. How did Mother Yashoda reconcile her witnessing the universe in the mouth of her son? So, yeah, who would like
Shall I
to
try,
share?
Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Okay. So she was thinking that it is not possible initially, and then she thought it is only because of Narayana. Okay. And also, it is all arranged because with the arrangement of Yogamaya. And and at some point of time again she thought that she forgot all these philosophical things, whether it is possible, not possible, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. The philosophy of detachment that came across, that uh, who am I, what am I, that is there, but then
Yeah.
that all goes away by the power of her
Yogamaya.
Vatsala Bhav through you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and she thinks that she is exalted and surrenders to Lord. Finally.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Thank you. So, last question. What is the major difference between the desires of the previous life of Nand Yashoda versus Vasudeva and Devaki?
Who are first answer? Who are the previous lives? Both Vasudevji, Devaki, and Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya. And फिर बताइए what the question says.
Yeah. So, Vasudeva and Nand, I have to answer, or I will just share. I think
Yes.
yeah, go ahead, Mother.
Nanda was Drona and Yashoda was Dhara. So in that at the time at this stage, Brahma asked them to increase the population. Then Nanda and Yashoda always wanted son like Hari. तो उन्होंने फिर क्या उसमें उन्होंने कहा कि हमें एक पृथ्वी पर जाकर अब ये
नहीं बहन जी ये बात सही नहीं है कि इसमें सबसे ब्यूटीफुल बात तो ये है कि मैंने पूछा ना कि क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों के बारे में. वसुदेव जी एंड देवकी हु आर दे प्रीवियस, क्योंकि वो लोग चाहते थे कि भगवान मेरे बेटे के रूप में आए और नंद बाबा यशोदा में चाहते थे सिर्फ भक्ति चाहिए हमें, तो इसलिए ब्रह्मा जी ने उनको कहा तुम्हें भक्ति मिलेगी. तुम उसी कि वो ही चाहते थे कि हम जब आएंगे भगवान भी आएंगे तो मैं उनकी हम उनकी भक्ति चाहते हैं. वो उन्होंने ये नहीं कहा कि मैं वो मेरे बेटे बने, जबकि देवकी वसुदेव जी कहते हैं या
यस थैंक यू भाई जी, थैंक यू आपने सुधारा. यस और उन्होंने वासुदेव और देवकी ने भक्ति नहीं चाहा तो यही डिफरेंस था. वो नंद और यशोदा ये था नित्य पॉइंट नित्य सिद्ध. Yeah, yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. And Vasudeva and Devaki different sadhak.
Sadhana,
sadhana.
in Aishwarya.
Yes, thank you,
बहुत खूब.
Mataji.
Beautiful. Okay.
And that is something we will study further today. The Nitya Siddha and Sarna Siddha and
Towards the end, we'll
Mataji.
come back again.
So, Nitya Mataji, thank you so much for sharing that context about Nitya. Sorry, Archana Mataji, right? I think you shared that. The Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha, what the difference is. And it was sort of pleasing to hear, at least to me, that by default we are all Nitya Siddha. For now, we are on a different track, so we have to go back. So, in that attempt, this is our what do you call humble offering. So let's continue with that. Okay. So now it's a break time, but I think the class and discussion were very lightweight. So is it okay if we continue?
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So we now start chapter 9, and as we started with the wonderful prayers of Damodar Ashtakam by Satyavrata Muni, I think they are all aligned to this chapter, and there is huge amount of significance. So the chapter is actually short, only 23 verses, but there is a lot of dense, condensed, it's packed in information, and there is sweet pastime, and there is a lot of learning as well, right? So the first verse itself is very significant, and we will take a deep look into that verse, which is Mother Yashoda, who starts preparing or churning the butter and the milk for Krishna himself. So
next slide expands that part of it,
Yes. So why is she?
Why don't you show the next slide? It'll expand.
Okay. So we don't want to go through this. Okay.
No, yeah, we'll go one by one.
Okay. So we'll go through that. Then first slide itself. So why is she called Yashoda? So Yashoda here is Yasha means fame and Da means giver. So Yashoda is called because she gives Krishna the fame of being very submissive to the devotees by being this Damodar. So by performing this Damodar Leela, she gives that fame to Krishna. So that's why she is being called as Yashoda.
Sanjeev, if you would let me permit.
Yes,
this
please.
is the one beautiful thing, that how is this our acharyas get all these inside things? See, wouldn't occur to us, right? Here, Yashanda, that we understand. But how Krishna, our acharya says that how Krishna, she gives that to the Lord, that is would not occur to many of us. That's so wonderful thing about our acharyas, because they get a special angle of vision from the Lord. And all these acharyas, they get different kinds of different levels, different angles of vision. So even though they look like different from each other, and yet everybody's right. That's the beauty part of it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu, for that little clarification and deeper. So the other part in this verse, there is a word phrase used, Nanda Gehini, right? So that's the verse there, and what does that signify? That she is the queen of Nanda, and thereby indicate that actually she has lot of wealth, lot of servants they are doing, but still, despite of that, she wants to do that task for Krishna herself. She wants to do the service for the Lord by her own self. Just one second. Just 1 minute.
Saraproji, continue this while he comes back. Until that. Saraproji, are you there?
Yes,
okay,
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, until he comes back. Continue.
The second question, what does the phrase Nanda Gehini signify? Now, you see, we call Nanda Maharaj as the king of Braja. and that type of king and what we hear, somebody is king of a country, they are little different. They used to do all their things like Nanda Maharaj used to go to tend the cows till Krishna came up to the age. And Yashoda Mata, she was the queen of Nanda Maharaj. What is given in the slide indicates that she had sufficient wealth to hire many maid servants. They had 9 lakh cows. They had enough wealth, and in fifth chapter, 18th verse, we know that when Krishna was born, all wealth, all prosperity, they came in Braja. They were very prosperous still, then, and they had employed so many maid servants, but still Yashoda was churning butter for Krishna. Yes, Sanjay Prabhuji, please continue.
So there was slight disturbance, so I just fixed that. Thank you. Thank you so much for a wonderful explanation here, Sir Prabhu. So Mother Yashoda is thinking that there is so much complaints coming of Lord Krishna that he is stealing the butter. Maybe what I'm giving is not up to the mark. So let me, as Prabhu just mentioned, let me do it myself. So of the zillion cows, there were only 7 to 8 that graze on a very aromatic grass. I think there's some Padma Gandha or Padma Sugandha sort of cow, and they smell like a lotus, and their milk is very fragrant and exceedingly tasty. So these, of so many cows, there are just 7 or 8 of them. They feed on a very special type of grass, and then the milk they give is very fragrant by itself. The milk, yogurt, and butter of these cows alone will appeal to my son. So that is the explanation given by Vishwanath Chakravarti. So and that's a learning lesson for us, that for the Lord, whatever we take to our best understanding, it should be the best of the best things, right? And we have to follow in that mood, right? Or at least attempt and desire to follow, so that someday we get there. Then, because of the further, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that because of the great force arising from this Vatsalya Prem, and that force, like churning the yogurt itself, requires effort, and that or not effort, like it requires effort and a force, and that's coming from the Vatsalya Prem. And she said that I will ensure that all these direct products are first class, so that Krishna likes these and he doesn't go to other gopis' house for Sri. Right? So, okay. Then the last section for this is more about, unlike Vasudeva and Devaki being Sadhana-siddha, Nanda and Yashoda are Nitya-siddha. Okay, so that we'll come back to this one. Okay, so now as she continues now, verse 2 and 3 here, while churning while performing this churning of the buttermilk, she is singing the deeds of Krishna. So it so happens that she has made some poems or poetic thoughts. Like it's a good to visualize, like she's the queen of that Nandgaon or Raj, and having so many maid servants. Despite of that, she's churning all by herself, and she's continuously engaging herself in the total thoughts. She's merged into thoughts of Krishna. And how it's like in those days, like there were poets who would make poetic um, glorifications of kings and all, but here this is glorification of Supreme Lord, and she by herself has made those poems which she is singing of Putna, Trinavat Sakatasur and all, and in her own way she's singing and enjoying to herself all those activities. And this is a takeaway lesson for us as well, as Krishna says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto, and as our acharya says that throughout the day, whatever we do, right, we have to somehow or other engage or immerse ourselves in thoughts of Krishna, right? One personal lesson for me always I like is when Bhima is fighting Jarasandha, right? So Krishna also tells him. So Bhima gets a lot of backlash, but Krishna tells him, okay, you go fight, but think of me. So throughout the day, like he's having this heavy fighting, but still thinking of Krishna. So That's the takeaway, I think. And then she is dressed in a saffron sari with a belt tied about her full hips. Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably. So that's what, like, wonderfully Shukdev Goswami and our acharyas gives us a very graphical and a good way. And Prabhuji has put this great, wonderful picture as well. Her bangles and earring moving and vibrating, and her whole body shaking. And because of her intense love for the child, her breasts were wet with the milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and the Malti flowers were falling from her hair.
This,
So,
this all this description is so beautiful. I like that picture. That's why I put it there. See, and then in the our acharyas explain in much greater details, which I couldn't put all that in a limited way. So the see when she's mathani किसे कहते हैं, with which you actually churn, right? So here there's mathani pot, and then there is a rod there, and that is the rope is going back and forth. So when she's doing back and forth, her bangles used to make a musical play. Also that description is so beautiful, so sweet. You really got to read yourself, that then you really cherish that. So that's why I like this picture. Exactly. So, and look at the how Krishna is and Yashodamaya both are in a Vatsalya prema, that you can write. The picture itself tells you that. Like the picture is worth 1,000 words, right? The picture itself tells you that Vatsalya prema is just, it's full of it. Go ahead, Sanjay Prabhu.
yes, so as Prabhuji said, I mean, Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the paper that all the advanced devotees must cherish this description. So, converse of this, if we are enjoying those description, that is also our advancement. So, and those who want to advance or have that Vatsalya bhav or develop that Vatsalya bhav must hear this and follow in the footstep of Mother Yashoda. They must contemplate this whole graphical description is there. They must contemplate, glorify, think of it, and that can take them in the Vatsalya bhav. Then
This is a modified slide. Actually, I just sent it half an hour before only. But I asked forgiveness, Sanjay Prabhuji, but I thought this will be better, that slide. Okay, explain this slide. I know that it came at the last minute. And just read, if you can just read it, that's also fine.
Okay, sure. So verse 4, it mentions that Krishna is sleeping in the room and it's like early morning time and he wakes up and he is hungry, right? And now here what Prabhuji has put together is why is he desiring the breast milk. So I will just read through. He desires the breast milk either because of hunger or conformity of the sweet pastime. While Mother Yashoda was churning butter, that is what we heard, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her in order to increase her transcendental pleasure. He caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. So this is the whole scene. Mother Yashoda is doing the pour. Krishna is sleeping in the bedroom. It's early morning. He is waking up and he's stopping her. And the key thought here is, what is the reason of asking for milk, as I understand, is it the hunger or is it the confirming the sweet pastime, giving that pleasure to his devotee, which is Mother Yashoda, about the sweet pastime, or both, right? So as it's explained here, he desired the breast milk either because of hunger or conformity of sweet pastime. And then he prevents her from churning the yogurt. He made her happy because of his endeavor for her to breastfeeding. So that's the point here. Like Mother Yashoda is doing the whole endeavor to please the Lord, and the Lord is happy, and He's coming to confirm those pastimes. His purpose was to experience the bliss of being tied up by the hand of Divine Mother herself. So that's the pastime that's going to unfold, right?
The whole pastime, Damodar Leela, is our Acharya is showing that the seed of that all that pastimes Krishna is creating in this one little one. How he stops her middle of her churning and everything. And he actually, by his desire, that Yogamaya executes his desire, and everything is happening. The entire Damodar Lila, our Acharya is very beautifully explaining in this verse 4, 5, 6, actually, which would not occur to many of us ordinarily.
Yeah. Absolutely. So while this is happening, now the whole scene is up. Like Krishna, as we see, actually is not asking; he is just stopping her. And Mother Yashoda, I think we all would have experienced as mother that as the kids grow and they come, this very sweet kid coming, sitting in the lap, and by himself he's starting to, uh, ask for milk, and Mother Yashoda takes her in the lap and start feeding him, and he's very very happy, right? And then what happens? She remembers, she recollects something that in the kitchen I have kept this fire pot of this special milk, and that's boiling. I think we have heard this um, many times. The significance in several, like the milk which is boiling over there. What is the significance? That's also a personality, and that milk is thinking that if Krishna thinks all milk from Mother Yashoda, what is my purpose? Let me better go and commit suicide and die. So it's boiling, but that's the Acharya commentary as well. And I heard, we all have heard several times. So Mother Yashoda gets a quick realization of that, and uh, she keeps Bal Krishna and rushes towards the kitchen to stop that milk from flowing. So the question may come, okay, why she didn't take Krishna also? That's because if she would take, then she might be delayed and the whole milk would be spoiled and burnt, right? So that's why she rushes very quickly there, right? And then Prabhupada explains little bit for us, for all of us, like, so Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna, that is one service. And then there is milk boiling, that is another service. So we all as devotees may get several services. Then how do we prioritize? So it is Krishna himself guides us. So we just have to take that direction from our. So how do we prioritize one service over other? Or like as Prabhuji, you always explain, if there's a complicated task, we break into different parts and achieve that. So that's also there. Here, Mother Yashoda is getting two conflicting tasks, but both are equally priority. So she thinks that quickly, let me go and get that done first, and then I will come and feed Krishna. So for us at our level, it's more about, as Krishna says, Tesham Satata Yuktana Bhajatam Priti Purvatam Dadami Buddhi Yogam. So as long as we have that intent and we put the efforts, then Krishna will give us that intelligence which task to choose what, right? So that is why the Acharya explained, she is not at fault for going away from him for a mere instant, because ultimately her objective was to make him happy and serve Krishna, right? But Krishna here is not happy. He's saying that, I have this whole ocean of milk, I'm leaving that, I am coming here to give you the satisfaction, and you are going away. So he becomes angry. Now, this is again a contradiction, as I explained here. So Krishna never gets angry, right? Because lust, anger, calm, krodh, lobh, moh is for us who are Baddha Jiva, but Krishna is not just, he's transcendental, he's supreme. So what is this? So this is again transcendental anger. So his anger is to, uh, which arose due to non-contentment, was only attribute of a Sarupa. And it nourished Yashoda mother's Vatsalya Bhav or Vatsalya Rash. As if he's making a thing that as if this is a foolish kid and he's afraid of him. And his anger was not an imitation because he was alone. Right? So his anger was not in.
Just 1
I
minute.
don't
Prabhu.
understand this part. Sorry, Prabhu.
1
What
minute.
does it
Prabhu. What do you don't understand? Maybe, Prabhu?
His anger was not an imitation. He was alone. It's not an imitation is clear, but he was alone. What is that implying here?
Now, this is in the context. I am not very sure. As
I
if he
think
was
it is because he was alone. He didn't have to show it, his anger.
Okay.
If
very
he was
good.
He was
alone,
alone
now.
and becoming angry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Prasad, if you just 1 minute, okay, Prabhu, Prasad Prabhuji, Haribol, Prasad Prabhuji
Yes,
is there?
Prabha. Yes, Prabha, I'm there.
Prabhuji, because you are the one who is going to be making PowerPoints. Did you
Yes,
see
Prabhu.
the different ways I'm showing that PowerPoint? The design,
Yes,
it
Prabhu.
could be done in a 3, 4, 5, 6 different types, different ways you can do it,
Correct,
But
Prabhu.
sometimes certain points you want to emphasize, so you choose the design that points comes out, See the way I've shown that how I designed this particular PowerPoint is a
Yes,
good
Prabhu.
amplification of that example,
Correct,
Uh,
Prabhu. Correct, Prabhu.
you need so many different ways you can show, but the design you choose in a way, certain points you want the audience to notice it immediately. That
Mm.
that is my overall objective here, whichever the design I choose, and then
Correct.
how I compact everything.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
that the
Mm.
slides should not become too crowdy, but at the same time it look me like crowded, but still it will bring out the points up front, So that is
Correct,
what
Prabhu.
the point I'm just trying to draw it.
Yes,
You'll
Prabhu.
see in many, many different designs, I give you the information, but each are tailor made to the particular point that I want to project, in the slide.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay,
This is
go ahead.
very unique style, Prabhu. This is very unique style,
It's
actually.
just
Yeah.
you have to be little innovative, and the way you become innovative, you don't do it from your perspective. You think that this slide I'm showing how the audience will see it from
Mm.
that perspective, from audience
Mm.
perspective. Same way
Audience Prabhu.
I tell Sanjeev Prabhu also, whenever you give a presentation, you look it from not from only your perspective, but how the audience is going to receive it. If you see it that way, you'll be much more appealing. Your presentation will be much more appealing,
Very
Okay,
important.
I'm very sorry, Sanjeev Prabhu. I'm interrupting you all
No,
the
no,
time.
Prabhu, that is helping. Please don't think like that. Yeah.
Prabhuji, a small request. Kindly explain again that fourth point. He was alone. I did not
Okay,
get it,
I
Prabhuji.
think Archana Mataji did it very well, much better than me. Archana Mataji, could you repeat that, please?
Yes, Prabhu. His anger was not imitation because he was alone. Meaning, if he was alone, he did not have to show his anger, right? If it was a imitation anger, when do you show imitation anger? When in your front of somebody and you want to show them that you are imitating your anger. But if you are alone, will you do imitation anger? No, right? Only if you are angry, really angry, then you will. When you are alone, also you will show your anger.
Very good, Mataji. I also at the time I had difficult to understand that. See, so Raksha Mataji, you understood now the point, the way she
Thank
explained.
you, Archana Mataji. That was a very clear
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
माता जी, thank you. मतलब
Thank you,
अकेले
Mataji.
होते तो हम ऐसे इमिटेट नहीं कर सकते गुस्से को, राइट
इमिटेट
माता
नहीं
जी?
करेंगे, क्यों करेंगे?
हाँ,
अब
क्योंकि
अब हम अकेले हैं, कोई हमको देख नहीं रहा है, तो हम इमिटेट क्यों करेंगे? हम चुपचाप रहेंगे। अगर कोई देख रहा है तो हम इमिटेट कर सकते हैं कि मुझे गुस्सा नहीं आ रहा है, मगर फिर भी मैं इमिटेट करूंगी, मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है
सामने
ना?
वाले को ये because this is the producing that rasa,
हाँ,
So
दिखाने के लिए।
he is projecting to his mother that he's very angry because she left him in the middle of the way, middle of the breastfeeding. So he's acting that way actually,
Yeah, but
that's
now because he's
rasa.
alone, he's showing that he's angry. It's not his showing. किसी के सामने हम इमिटेट करते हैं, अगर अकेले होते तो सचमुच एंग्री है तभी एंग्री होते हैं, तो ये
Yeah, our
एक्चुअली
acharya,
शोइंग दैट
yes.
हिज एंगर इज
So our
एक्चुअल
acharya is
एंगर नॉट
explaining.
इमिटेशन।
So
So
ये
there
जो
should be
आचार्य है
somebody
हमें
to express, no?
explaining to us that ये जो विरोधाभास है, संस्कृत में इसे कहते हैं विरोधाभास, anger and not anger, because Mahabharata says that anger is not there within the very swarupa of the Lord, and yet he's showing here, so that virodhabhas, apparent contradiction, our Acharya is explaining in what particular way. This is a very, very good example of it, Okay, I'm sorry, Sanjay Prabhuji, I'm
No,
taking
this
your
was
time.
very nice because
No, I'm
again,
taking your time now. Please go ahead now.
that,
I'll limit my interruptions, okay?
no, please continue. There's no, it's all, we all together here to have Krishna Katha, and this is the most
प्रभु जी
interactive.
आपको करना ही पड़ेगा क्योंकि ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आएगा फिर हमें भी
Yes.
की
So,
जरूरत है बहुत
No.
हमें।
Okay, let's continue because we have to finish in time also.
yeah. So that just adding to that point, what Mataji said. So in the whole, this whole Nand Baba's palace, there are just 3 people. Oh, sorry, actually 2, right? Because Nand Maharaj, Rohini, they have all gone making, as we saw, they have gone making arrangement um, for this puja and Deepavali day, and also the Indra puja, which will later become Govardhan puja. So there are only 2 persons here, and so who will he show his anger to? So that's why. But that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. So I think the break time, if you all agree, let's skip
Continue,
because
let's
it has been
continue. I think,
interactive discussion and we are
yeah,
little bit.
continue.
Yeah. So now we come to verses 7 to 10. Okay, let us go to them. So what happens now? So now Yashoda mother, she attends to the milk, she puts the milk down and return to the challenge spot. And what does she see? So she saw that the container of the yogurt was broken. Krishna was not present. And because, as we said, there's building on, there's no one else there. So who else can break? But Krishna is breaking that pot. So she concluded that breaking the pot is work of Krishna. And as we saw, that it was Lord who was angry, and with his anger, what he did, he took a stone and broke the hole. And then from the pot, the milk flows, and he walks over the milk, and its footprint of the milk or the buttermilk are across all over. So it's not difficult for Mother Yashoda to trace where he is. She doesn't have to do that CAD style, taking the microscope or that find. It is very evident to her. At the same time, she is also very happy. Like it's described in the chapters and the narration of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that she is very happy. Oh, my Lala has grown and he has so much strength, and he is doing this kind of wonderful activity. So she is laughing and trying to go and figure out. So while she is tracing, she inferred from his feet motion with the yogurt and from the sound of the ankle bit. So that she went exactly and she found Krishna. Now Krishna at that time, what is he doing? He's sitting on the motor, the wooden grinding motor or ulukal that is put upside down, and he's sitting over there, and what he's doing is distributing all the milk preparation which were prepared for the monkeys. Now, as we discussed yesterday, these monkeys are who, as explained by our acharyas and the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and others, these monkeys were actually exalted devotees, exalted personalities. Some of these were also, when Lord came as Ramchandra, they served him. And uh, Krishna felt that, okay, I have not responded to them enough in that avatar. I only took service from them. Now it is my opportunity to give them back. So, being fed by the Lord Himself, what can be the parallel? So, these monkeys are enjoying, and when He feeds the monkey to their belly, then they are still there. Now, the Lord is sitting with His back. Mother Yashoda sees the stick, pick up the stick, and she is coming. And all these monkeys, they saw the stick and they are all playing around. And that's why Krishna comes to know he's distributing also, but like kids, he is worried also. He's anxious that I am doing something wrong. Aaj maar padne wali hai. But still, he's doing that. So to give that pleasure. So as soon as he sees the monkey, he's not turning back, but as soon as he sees the monkey running, he knows who's coming, and from the corner of the eye, he sees, oh, it is Mother Yashoda, and there's no one else. So he jumps from that and starts running, right? So that's where he was looking all around with great anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by Mother. And Mother Yashoda, he tries to approach cautiously. And now when Krishna saw that Mother with the stick in the hand, he's very scared. And he's running very quickly. He just gets down from that motor and starts playing around. So Yashoda
आपको
now,
सबको याद है कि कुंती माता अपने जो प्रेयर करती है उसमें ये दिखाया गया है ना कि आई एम सो थ्रिल्ड कृष्णा जिससे fear is feared, भय जो है भय खुद personified, they fear of Krishna, and here Krishna is fearing of his mother. So this exactly comes in that, if you remember Kunti Mata's prayer, eighth chapter, I think, in the first canto, that
8th
shows
chapter,
that
verse 31.
exactly, yeah.
Bhaya bhavanya sthatasya. That's the word Prabhupada uses, and that's
Yeah.
where, yes, Prabhuji, yes, correct. that Prabhupada also says in the Prabhupada that Mother Kunti, how she's puzzled and praising that, what is this? Like, even the fear personified fears from you. And then here, Beetavat, but you are very much afraid.
देखो उसके आंखों से पानी निकलता है, आंखों की जो कालापन जो है वो भी बाहर आ जाता है. ये सब इतनी ब्यूटीफुल. सो शी इज एडमायरिंग दैट द ब्यूटी इन कृष्णा,
Oh, can I chant that verse?
Yeah,
Yes.
please, if you remember. Yeah.
गोप्या ददे त्वयि कृतागसि दाम तावत् या ते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जलसम्भ्रमाक्षं वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य सा मां विमोहयति भीरपि यद्बिभेति.
So beautiful, Mataji. So beautiful.
Thank you.
This was 1831, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's why some acharyas, they say that perhaps Kunti Mata was present on that day there in their house.
Oh, that's
Very
something
nice.
new.
Maybe some
Wonderful.
other kalpa, but yeah, maybe
तो
possible.
ये सब भगवान की लीला है. देखो सुनने में कितना मजा आता है. रक्षा माता जी, कितना मजा आता है इन्हें.
यस यस, अद्भुत.
यही तो भगवान के जो ये लीला है, उनके कोई एक्सपेंशन में ऐसी लीलाएं नहीं है. कोई भी एक्सपेंशन में नहीं है. इतनी ये नटखट करता है, नटखटपन. It's so beautiful. Braj Leela, especially Balya Leela, childhood pastimes. Okay, move on. Prabhuji, what is this?
So then Mother Yashoda starts chasing. She begins to chase Krishna to catch him. Now, here's the situation. Krishna is running very swiftly, and Mother Yashoda behind him, her thin vest overburdened by the priest. Naturally, her speed is less. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose. Her flowers in the hair were falling. Yet, she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. So, the person, the Supreme Personality behind whom, like the yogis, everyone, they meditate and all, they fail to capture. But here, Mother Yashoda, a simple gopi, who is not running very fast, but Krishna is running very fast, but she captures. So there is another, sorry, one parallel example given. We have this pastime of Kal Yavan, right? So where Krishna gets the name of Ranchodji, like he is fighting with Kal Yavan, but Achanak se from the Yuddha Bhumi, he starts running. And actually, it is said Krishna is not running over there. He is actually going very nicely, and Kal Yavan behind him is running. But every time he tries to catch him, he is just little bit away. So like that, he goes, and then we know the story that he takes him. So, but there is a contrast here. There, the Kal Yavan is running very fast. Krishna is going slow. Yet Kal Yavan not able to capture Krishna. But here, what we see, Krishna is running very fast because of the fear. Mother Yashoda cannot run as fast as Krishna, but she is able to capture. She does not fail. So that is a wonderful, amazement. What is the formula, or what is the reason behind it? That is the intense love of Mother Yashoda. So the intense Vatsalya bhav, the intense love, that is the only thing that captures the love. So that
and
is
Vatsalya Bhav is taking over the Aishwarya, right?
Yes.
Divine power is submerged.
Correct. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. And then that's what we see here as we continue, verse 11 to 14 now. So now he's caught by Mother Yashoda, and he become more and more afraid. And Mother Yashoda is asking, okay, who stole the butter? Who did all this? And he agrees. He admits that he is an offender. And as she looked upon him, uh, um, she saw that he starts crying. And Mother Kunti also said that the tears mixed with the black ointment on his eyes. As he rubbed his eyes with the hand, he smeared the ointment all over the face. So that makes the whole scene and his face more beautiful. And Mother Yashoda catching the beautiful son by the hand. Now, Krishna says that, okay, I did this, but please don't beat. But Mother Yashoda then threatens him and starts to chastise him. Why you are doing this? From now on, I will not give you any more butter. No more treats for you. I will hide you. I will hide with other ladies and make sure that if you do this again, I will catch you. So she did this as an effort to, like, correct him, right? Because like her mother, she wants her son not to do any these activities of stealing and all, right? So
One more interruption, okay? I'm sorry,
yes, Prabhu.
pardon me. Prasad Babu, this is again for you, So when you start reading this book, some 200 pages are there into each chapter. So you have to be selective. So obviously you cannot include in a PowerPoint everything, because that will be too many PowerPoint slides for a 1.5 hour class. So you have to be selective. So you select one based on what is the main point that you are going to project. So you select a pastime and the description of that pastime, to what extent you want to give that description. All these parameters will weigh heavily on what you want to project. So that only that supports that. But here we are, the acharyas point that we want to project here, that the Krishna's apparent contradictions are there, okay, and yet he is because that is said in Krishna, all the apparent contradictions, they all become harmonized. What has been harmonized? They all become nicely explained that way. So you see that I choose very selectively those particular description in a little bit detail, but in a limited way, so that to get the point out. So you have, that is what, that is to be very difficult. How do you judge so many different ways our acharya is explaining? How can you do that everything, right? But if you select a particular example in a way that would project, so your audience will like it. That's what and still instructive. So you understand, Prasad Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. We should not
Yeah,
lose
I'm
the.
just exemplifying
Yeah, understood.
what
We should not
factors.
lose anything. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, because
We should not lose.
even if you like to have, but you can't do it because only so much information we can give. Only so many slides we can give. A comfortable way in an hour and a half class, you cannot do a 60 slides. You have to do it in like 20-25 slides. You have to summarize, and the book 200 pages are there. Sometimes become very difficult which to choose and which not to choose. But there are certain ways that you can narrow it down.
Understood.
Thank you. Okay, I'm extremely sorry, Prabhuji,
No
but
problem.
I got to do that thing.
Yes. It's a multiple. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So
So what you
that's
can do, because you know the pastime, you can summarize also a slide in your own words
yes.
also. You don't
Okay.
have to
So
tell
let me yeah, that's sure, as you say, Prabhu. So let's summarize here. What we say here is, okay. So because of intense love, Mother Yashoda is able to capture Krishna and take him and give him instructions. And it is not actually her capturing Krishna, it's Krishna agreeing to be bound. Why? And that is the power of this unconditional and intense affection and love Mother Yashoda has. So Krishna agrees to be caught, and then he's also enjoying in that rasa, right? That's what we see. And then, as we see here, as Prabhuji just mentioned, this particular slide says it's all the built-in contradiction within the Lord. Um, he has neither inside outside. He's everywhere, right? So there is no inside outside, past, present. That does not apply to him, right? And Mother Yashoda, from her thought, okay, now Krishna has started running here and there. I don't want to beat him, but how do I correct? And how? What if he starts running here and there and gets bitten? And also, she wants to tie him. That is a lesson and security also. So, but then
So
who can measure?
she's carrying the stick. She had no intention to beat him, of course, but she wants to instill that fear in her baby Krishna. That's what the stick is for, that only.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what is explained by Srila Prabhupada. Just one quick verse from there is Vedeshu Adurublam, uh, Vedeshu Durullam Adurullam Atma Bhaktava. That means the Lord is not easily available through Vedas and all, but through pure devotion to his pure devotees, he becomes easily available. So that's the part. So now verses 15 to 21, that is again Krishna being delimited and not delimited means limits, like having boundaries. So Krishna having the boundaries and not boundaries at the same time. So how do we explain that contradiction? So what Mother Yashoda now decides is that, okay, Krishna, you be here. I will bind you today, so you cannot go anywhere, right? So they get the rope and they try to bind Krishna, but every time the rope falls short by two fingers. We all know that, like um, the whole endeavor which Mother Yashoda does, it is explained that the pastime begins in the morning when he starts drinking the milk, and till the evening she is getting all different size of rope, but every time the rope falls short of two fingers. Now, from our logical, analytical mind, this is inconceivable. How can this happen? But this is how Lord is. Every time the rope falls short of two fingers. So now this gap of two fingers cannot be filled. But then um, Krishna, who is unlimited, who cannot be understood, not be understood, but only captured by bhakti. Finally, he saw the attempt of Mother Yashoda. She was perspiring, tired, and she wanted to bind Krishna for his own good. Then Krishna says, okay, you can't bind me by your, but when I agree, then you will be able to. So then he agrees and then he gets bound. So that is the lesson. It is these two fingers, as we know, they represent a devotee's endeavor and the Lord's mercy. Now, Krishna's mercy, there is no algorithm or what you call a prediction. You cannot say, okay, I have done this much, so I should get. It's Krishna's desire when he wants to give mercy to a devotee at what time and all. That's it. Until we get that, we continue in our efforts to please the Lord, right? So that's what we say. Between a devotee's obstinacy means zid and that of Krishna, only the former endures. That means all we have is the option to do our devotional service with Utsaha Nishchaydharya, and that when melts Lord Krishna's, then he will give us that, right? So as he said, you're perceiving his mother's fatigue, only the Lord, who is affectionate to her, gives up his obstinacy means ziddiness. So when the devotee performs all the devotional service nicely in the proper all the angas very nicely, then Krishna gives up his form. There are other good points in this verse here. That is, Krishna exhibited this vibhuti or the display of potency for Mother Yashoda. And he says again, just repeating myself, that unless I agree, you cannot bind me. And then finally, he agrees to that, right? And when Krishna agreed, she is successful, and we also become successful. So um, that's a quick summary here. Yeah, and our endeavor begins from for us from our tongue or jiva, right? So we are limited by these material senses. So we have this wonderful verse, Sevano Mukehi Jivadayo Swayam Eva Spuritiyada, that the more we serve, then our senses automatically transform into the spiritual and they ultimately please the Lord. Right?
Okay, before you turn to this slide, I just want to add one more point. I hope everybody's noticed that Krishna, it's not like that he always hides his Aishwarya. Did you notice that he does use his Aishwarya when a particular pastime demands it? Like sometimes to save a devotee, he does that. But in this particular case, he uses Aishwarya to particularly emphasize a particular rasa, here Vatsalya rasa. So he does that, but for a particular reason for that is, and yet the devotee does not realize that Aishwarya of Krishna, and so that enhances that particular Vatsalya rasa in this particular example. So you have to understand that his Aishwarya is always submerged, always inferior to a particular sweet pastime or the particular rasa or mellow that is that he wants to let it nourish, So he does that, but in a way that the devotee does not see that Aishwarya, and that Aishwarya is amplified. In Tridavata also we saw that, right? He does employ his Aishwarya for multiple reasons that. Hare Krishna, go ahead.
Yes, and then there are a few more examples mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in the purport, like verse 19 again is very, very important, where there is the mention of this point, na labhite, 3 times. Like it is mentioned here that Lord Brahma, he cannot achieve this, even though he is the um, the supreme Kavi, Adi Kavi. He is the firstborn, he is a secondary creator, but he cannot control Krishna. Lord Shiva cannot control Krishna, even though he is Vaishnavam Yatha Shambhu, the topmost. Um, Furthermore, even Lakshmi, who is a constant companion, does not have that fortune like Mother Yashoda. But Mother Yashoda, because of her exalted, complete devotional service, she is able to capture and control Krishna. And then um, this is also deemed very wonderful. Like again, coming to point of Lakshmi, like so many Sahasra Lakshmi, like they serve Krishna, but he is acting like a butter thief, as if like a poor person stealing the butter and doing all this. But again, that is all for Leela. Coming to fear part, also there are many examples like um, we just discussed, like Yamraj or the fear personified. He is also afraid of Lord. Like Krishna says to Arjun, like all that is happening in this world is because of my fear. The wind blows because of my fear. The sun shows light because of my fear. The rains are because of my fear. But what Krishna is doing here, he is fearful of Mother Yashoda. So as Prabhuji just said, the Aishwarya Bhav is melting against the devotee's prema. And we have so many other examples here. I can just, they are coming to my mind. So pulling out randomly, like where Krishna becomes subordinate to his devotee. One glaring example, book distribution, Bhagavad Gita, we see the poster, Krishna is a chariot driver, like a, and being a charioteer is not an easy task. It's not a high level. It's a low level, but he gladly agrees. Also, one point I had, like when the person sitting on the chariot, like sorry, the like for Arjuna, who is a bowman, when they are fighting very intensely on the battlefield, right? They cannot give direction to the charioteer, go left, go right. How do they give the direction? The signal is through, they have to kick through the feet. So if Arjun kicks with the left feet, means Lord Krishna has to go left, right means right. So he's accepting that as love. The other example again from Mahabharata is how Bhishma, so we were all reading about Bhishma Panchaka, the last 4 days or 5 days of this Damodar month, how Krishna is controlled by Bhishma. One quick story, and then we go to next slide. That we all know that Duryodhan was very angry with Bhishma Dev that you are not killing any of Pandavas. You are biased. You are being my this thing the general, but you are not killing. So Bhishma is very upset, and he says, okay. He picks up fire arrows, chants special mantra, and he gives to Duryodhan, or Duryodhan takes from him that tomorrow I will kill them. And this conversation is in a closed room, no one knows, but like there's no place where Krishna is not there. So then Krishna, we know he devises a plan. He sends Arjun as a guest, tells him, go as a guest to Duryodhan camp. He will treat you nicely, and then in the end, you ask for those fire arrows. Then Arjun does that. And the next day morning, when Bhishma is asking for fire arrows from Duryodhan, Duryodhan says that that were taken by Arjun. And Bhishma, he understands this is all Krishna. So he says, Krishna makes me break my vow. So I will also make Krishna break his vow today. And he does that successfully. So that's again a pure love of a devotee which captures the mind of Krishna. But herein, again, yeah, like the love of Mother Yashoda is the considered as a topmost. So all of these situation where the word used here is Bhratya Vasyata. Bhratya means servant. That means Krishna becomes servant or subordinate of his subordinates. So that is the wonderful
Beautiful.
feature
Beautiful,
or
Prabhuji.
attribute of the Lord that is special mentioned in this verse 19, that this is the transcendental attribute of the Lord, that he becomes controlled by his subordinate. And then all the contradiction we just explained. The chapter finally ends with Krishna being tied successfully by Mother Yashoda, and then we also elaborated in this verse 20 that we also discussed that back to that point that Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj, they are actually, as we discussed yesterday, they are the Nitya Siddha devotees. Um, how that is proved by Srila Prabhupada, that why they are not sadhana siddha and why they are nitya siddha is because of this whole pastime. We can see how they are controlling Krishna, and they are Krishna is coming under their sort of um, under their law, so that's why their um, position is exalted. So last two verses here, they mention that Krishna sees those Yamala trees who were actually Nal Kubir and sorry Nalakuvarna and Manigriva. They were the sons of Kubir, and they have been cursed by Narad Muni to stay as a tree. And then Krishna says again, because of Narad Muni. Oh, okay. I mean, he has nothing to do with those, but because Narad Muni told and says that, okay, Krishna will come and release you, he now says, okay, I have to keep up to the promise of my devotees, and he takes that. So that pastime will be in the next chapter. Um, Further, just one more point that there is mention of the goal of our devotion is ultimately the different people like yogis, gyanis, they all look for different, but for devotees, of course, um, what we look for, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given is the goal is Krishna Prema, and Prema Pumartho Mahan. That means um, that is our goal, to achieve that pure prema of Lord, and one way is reading and discussing this pastime again and again and again. That will purify our heart and help us achieve that stage. So that's where this ends. Let me take a pause, and yeah, Prabhuji, please kindly add what I have missed or what was incorrect, please.
You know, Prabhuji, despite my interruptions, you
No,
managed to finish it way in before time, you know. And so we can have a lot of discussion. With these
yes, yes.
pastimes, I expect a lot of discussion will be there. And Prabhuji is, despite my interruptions, he has almost give you about 50 minutes of discussion,
Yes, lot of
45
time.
minutes to 50 minutes. So please take advantage of that, okay? And those who are not participating, I would particularly encourage them to actively participate in this discussion. Or even it doesn't have to be questioned. Sometimes you may be wondering why this is so like that, you know. So there are those kind of questions also you can ask. But then it will make it very lively a discussion. At the same time, it will be instructive also, you know. Okay.
So if there is
So
nothing, Prabhu, I just was very much inspired by this verse, which is very important.
yeah,
While
please.
everyone thinks, I would just like to read the verse and the purport if you
Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah,
We
so
have plenty of time.
yeah, sorry, I'm not great at Sanskrit, but let's try this together if anyone wants to take a try. That's it. So Nemam Virincho na bhavo na shrir api angas samshraya prasadam levire gopi yat tat prapa vimuktidat. So neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from Supreme Personality the deliverer from this material world. Such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. So, Mother Yashoda ki jai. Let's read the purport quickly. This is comparative study between Mother Yashoda and the devotees of the Lord. It is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ekala Ishvara Krishna or Sabi Bhratya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna and all other are his servants. Krishna has a transcendental quality of Bhratya Vashyata. That means he becomes subordinate to his Bhratya or servant. Now, although everyone is Bhratya and although Krishna has the quality of becoming subordinate to his Bhratya, the position of Mother Yashoda is the greatest. Lord Brahma is Bhratya as a servant of Krishna. He is Adi Kavi, the original creator of the universe. Tene Brahma Hidaya Adi Kavi. Nonetheless, even he could not obtain such mercy as Mother Yashoda. As for Lord Shiva, he is the topmost Vaishnava Yatha Vaishnava, topmost Vaishnava Vaishnavam Yatha Shambhu. What to speak of Lord Brahma and Shiva, even the goddess of fortune, Lord Lakshmi, is Lord's constant companion in service, since she always associates with his body, but even she could not get at mercy. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was surprised, thinking, what did Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj do in their previous life by which they got such a great opportunity, the opportunity to be the affectionate father and mother of Krishna? In this verse, there are three negative pronouncements, na, na, na. When anything is uttered three times, do it, do it, do it, one should understand that this is meant to indicate great stress or a fact. In this verse, we find na lebire, na lebire, na lebire. Yet Mother Yashoda in the supermost exalted position, and thus Krishna, yet Mother Yashoda is in the supermost exalted position, and thus Krishna has become completely subordinate to her. The word Vimukti is also significant. There are different types of liberation, such as Sayujya, Salokya, Sarupya, Shasti, Samipya, but Vimukti means special mukti. When after liberation one is situated on the platform of Prema Bhakti, one is said to have achieved Vimukti or this special mukti. Therefore, the word Na is mentioned. The exalted platform of Prema is described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Prema Umartho Mahan, and Mother Yashoda naturally acts in such exalted position in love. She is therefore a Nitya Siddha devotee. So that is what we were discussing yesterday. Are these Nitya Siddha or Sadhana Siddha? But here Prabhupada very clearly says she is Nitya Siddha devotee, an expansion of Krishna's Ladini potency, his potency to enjoy transcendental bliss through expansion, who are special devotees. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhava Itabhi. Such devotees are not sadhana siddha. They are nitya siddha. That's their and this. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Beautiful. Very well done. Very pleased.
Thank you, Prabhu. All your slides and lessons.
No. So it's open for discussion. Please feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam. I think this particular point, yesterday also we had some discussion, Prabhu, on Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha. So, a Sadhana Siddha, at some point of time, there will be an opportunity to become Nitya Siddha. That is all mystery of Srimati Radharani and Guru. Okay. Can we conclude in that way, Prabhu, Sanjay Prabhu?
Yes, I think Nityasaki Mataji sent a note. Sorry, Archana Mataji, right? She sent a note from Srila Prabhupada, right, which he has mentioned. So I will just read that.
Yeah, Prabhupada said yes, no,
Yes.
both answers. So
Ultimately, I mean, my understanding, Prabhu, the key word here is Siddha, right? So you become Siddha. Now, those who are Nitya Siddha, they are eternally Siddha. And then those who are not like us, when we become Siddha, hopefully we will, then we are called Sadhana Siddha. It is the path you come from. As we discussed yesterday, you may get a doctor degree from India or America and all, right? But when you become a doctor, you're a doctor, right? Or let's say, let me limit to that India. I can become a doctor from Maharashtra University or Karnataka. But when I become a doctor, I'm a doctor in India. I'm an engineer in India. So you become a Siddha, you are Siddha. At that point, whether you're Sadhana Siddha or Nitya Siddha, that's just sort of a history. But here we see there is the only key distinction we see here is Nitya Siddha has Nitya Siddha like, I mean, again, there is a gradation as we see, right? And topmost here is Radharani, and then we also have Mother Yashoda. That's my understanding. Prabhuji, please add more.
The main point in Nitya Siddha, they descend straight from Goloka Vrindavan. They are part of Krishna's entourage. Whereas Sadhana Siddha, they, because of their practice, they become perfect, So that is the major difference. Nitya Siddha are always eternally liberated, eternally perfect. They are part of Krishna's entourage. Sharat, you feel free to add anything more, or anybody else.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Sorry, today I was reading one song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and I was reminded of this because Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written in his book Kalyan Kalpataru. He is one section is called Shoka Shatana. Shoka Shatana means there are 13 songs describing the grief of the people who were the uh, the residents of Navadvip, who were like Shivasa's family members, because his son suddenly dies when there is kirtan going on in the house. We all know in Shiva's Angan every night Mahaprabhu will do kirtan. That is enclosed doors. Nobody is allowed inside. Only the special devotees are allowed. So at that time, one of the sons of Srivas Thakur, he dies, and then Srivas Thakur comes and tells his family members not to cry. He said the most important thing is going on in this house. That is, Mahaprabhu is doing Sankirtan, and you all cannot cry and disturb him. So in this way, he tells very nice. Uh, he tells them very nice preaching, and after that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written 13 songs on this particular situation. Very beautiful songs. So one song was manifestation of the various absolute truths from the mouth of the dead boy. So then the dead boy is brought to life by Mahaprabhu just to speak why he died so suddenly. So I will just read only the important parts of this song. Very beautiful. The dead boy said, "My dear Lord, you are without a doubt the supreme absolute truth, unlimited and one without a second. Since you are the supremely energetic, all of your transcendental energies are certainly non different from you." Now he's going to talk about the energies of the Lord. Now, this is what we are discussing here also. The transcendental potency of your manifest itself is in three different ways, and it assists performance of your eternal pastimes in different ways according to your own sweet will. So now we'll tell what are the different energies. Huh? See, very nice. The original form of the cognizant potency, Chit Shakti. Now, so which is the important Shakti? He's talking about Chit Shakti. We know there are three types of Shaktis which Krishna has. And in this, Chit Shakti is manifesting the eternal pastimes in the spiritual world. Okay, the whole spiritual world created and everything is done by Chit Shakti. And just to give you pleasure, it becomes the pleasure giving potency known as Ladini Shakti. So if Krishna has to be given pleasure, the same Shakti becomes Ladini Shakti. That is his Chit Shakti, his Swarup Shakti. Swarup Shakti becomes Ladini Shakti to give pleasure to Krishna. Then he says, secondly, becoming the Jiva Shakti, the potency produces multitudes of fine conscious particles. This is so important because always we think from where the jiva came. Did he fall down from the spiritual world? Did he come from where? So this is how we are also part of Krishna's energy. So secondly, becoming this jiva shakti, the potency produces multitudes of fine conscious particles which make up the glowing effulgence of your transcendental body. So Krishna is they're telling Krishna here the dead boy actually is talking that these fine conscious particles, that is some fine conscious particles called jiva shakti, they are making up the glowing effulgence of your body. All of these souls are thus manifest with a natural marginal characteristic of minute independence. That means all of these the small particles which form the effulgence of the Lord are none other than Jiva Shakti, none other than all these small particles which Prabhupada says from the sunlight. When the sunlight falls through a hole, you can see small particles in the ray of the sunlight. So like that, we are also Jiva Shakti. We are also the one of the particles in the effulgence of the Lord. But we have this natural marginal characteristic of minute independence. So we have got this minute independence. And thirdly, so firstly, it is the spiritual world. Secondly, it is the Jiva Shakti. Thirdly, it becomes the Maya Shakti. And this potency, it creates the innumerable material universes, and within them, she captures and binds all these souls who are who choose to remain averse to you. So this is so important. See all these Jiva Shaktis which are forming the effulgence of the Lord. Okay, so out of these, they have independence. So those who are Bahirmukh, those who are averse to the Lord, such Jiva souls are captured by Maya, and there she is keeping them bound in this material universe. I just wanted to share. So beautiful this
Thank you,
so
Mataji.
thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, in nutshell, there are three things. So, one is Chitta Shakti, which happens in the spiritual. Second one is neutral energy, and that is
Jiva Shakti, Jiva
Jiva Shakti.
Shakti.
Okay, that is okay. Some of them are in material world, some of them in spiritual. Okay, Jiva
No, they
Shakti.
are all, we are actually forming the effulgence of the Lord.
Effulgence of the Lord. Okay, understood. That is
Okay.
second.
So from
And
that
the third,
effulgence, some of them are falling out. Falling out
falling
in
out.
the sense they don't want to be with Krishna because they have that independence, no minute independence.
Independence.
So those are falling out. Maya is capturing. She is also
Yes.
in third Shakti. She is also inside the third Shakti. She is also creating all these universes and waiting for those jivas who are Bahirmukh, those jivas who are, don't want Krishna, those who want to be away from Krishna. Quickly she is capturing, and then she is binding them in this material world.
Finding the material world. That material world itself is like a third Shakti. Correct, Mataji? Yeah.
Third Shakti,
Third
Maya Shakti.
Shakti. Yeah. Okay. So, Chitta means what, Mataji? Exactly. This confusion I had.
Oh,
Chitta,
that
you
is
said.
different. Chitta is different. Chit is different. Chitta
Okay.
means, I think Charu Prabhu many times he has told in his classes, Chitta means the mind or the heart, where all the impressions are made of all our
So,
samskaras
so
are stored.
it's a mix of mind and heart.
That is our
Mind and
Chitta.
heart,
Okay. And
kind of
Chit
very similar.
Shakti, sorry. Yes, Prabhu.
No, so Prabhu asked, is mind and heart different? Heart is
Prasad.
the organ, right? But here the heart is actually the central portion of the living being. Not exactly not necessarily the physical heart, but that the central portion is there, and that's where the mind also seated there actually.
Okay. All our impressions are sitting over there in Chitta. That's
Yeah,
what. Yeah, okay. Got it.
chitta and chit. There are
Prabhuji, it
two
is
different.
also called Antakaran.
Antakaran is a composition of three, right? Three or four
Mind.
actually.
Yes. Mind.
Mano, buddhi, ahankar, and consciousness. That's what it is. So that's the antakarana, inner organ.
Intakarana
So
is a
that's a
combination of all.
combination of all. And we discuss antakarana in many different contexts. So many
Yes.
different pastimes we saw that.
When we did
In
that
a
Yoga
Yeah,
Sutras.
exactly. And when we discussed about Jiva Goswami's that particular course, there also we discussed at great length. Gopala Champu. Okay, continue, Mataji.
Yeah, so I just wanted to tell about this Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha and all we are talking about. So Nitya Siddha are those conscious living entities, Jiva Shakti, who did not fall down at all. Did not means they were all the time they use their independence, minute independence to be with Krishna. But when we use the minute independence to fall away from Krishna, then we are now in this material world. And when we are in this material world, we have to do this sadhana to become again, we go back to Godhead when we say that is becoming Nitya Siddha again. But of course, as Prabhu said, there are gradations of Nitya Siddhas also. So, like Radharani, Mother Yashoda, we cannot be in that level. we will still be called as, instead of Nitya Baddha, we will become Nitya Siddha, but still we will be in the Sadhana Siddha status. As Sanjeev Prabhu rightly mentioned, Siddha is the word. Siddha means perfect. So we have become perfect. We have perfected our lives and we have gone back to Godhead. But still there will be a difference, no?
So the distinction, as Sanjeev Prabhu is mentioning, Siddha means Siddha, right? But
Yes.
if you really look at it, it's not exactly right. That's what this distinction is made. Nitya Siddha versus Sadhana Siddha. How you become
Yes.
Siddha?
How you
By
become
your
Siddha.
sadhana practice you do it, or which you are originally always Siddha. Nitya Siddha means they're always like that, and they are part of Krishna's
Krishna's entourage.
entourage and Goloka. They descend from Goka. And again, when we speak about Radharani is the eternal consort of Krishna. So they are from clearly from Golok Vrindavan, Golok Dhama. Radha is the
They are not
partial.
Jiva Shakti also.
No,
Radharani
not
and
at
all, they
all.
are not Jiva Shakti.
Not
They
at
are
all.
all, yeah,
Yeah,
they are not Jiva Shakti. They are Shakti Tattva.
that is the
And
whole Radharani's position is very unique.
yeah,
She is the Ladini
Adini Shakti.
Shakti
Just as we said in the
of
beginning,
Krishna.
right?
Yeah,
Chit Shakti and Adini Shakti are the same. So it's like
yeah.
same in the sense, same category. So we said here, the original form of the cognizant potency or the Chit Shakti is manifesting your eternal pastime in the spiritual world, and just to give you pleasure, it becomes the pleasure-giving potency known as Ladini. So this way, it's that level we can never reach. That is not
So you
our
can
position at all.
you cannot say Radharani is like a part of the gradation. She is way
Yeah,
way
yeah.
beyond that.
No,
You
she is
know,
not even in the our
she's not in
this.
gradation like
Yeah,
that.
she is not in. She is not even a Jiva Tattva at all. But certain Nitya Siddhas also can be Jiva Tattvas. But she is not Jiva Tattva. She is from
Lord
the Chit
Brahma,
Shakti level, the
Lord
Swarup
Brahma is
Shakti
the
नहीं
level.
Jiva
बट
Shakti.
माता जी मतलब कृष्णा और राधा एक ही है. हम
हाँ,
वो इस पढ़े हैं
एक ही
कि
स्वरूप
है और
शक्ति
राधा जो
डिफरेंट
है
है.
वही कृष्ण है.
एक ही
एक
है
भी
और
है और
डिफरेंट है.
हाँ
डिफरेंट
डिफरेंट
भी
भी
हाँ
है.
है.
एक ही है मगर
In
डिफरेंट भी है.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they separated, right?
यस
चैतन्य महाप्रभु एक हो गए और राधा कृष्ण अलग दो
Yeah,
दो हो
but
गए.
separate in the sense
मगर
they come together. Both Krishna and Radha came together in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
यस,
यस प्रभु जी.
सो राधा रानी
Okay,
का वो जो है वो चित शक्ति और जो स्वरूप शक्ति हम बोलते हैं कृष्णा की स्वरूप शक्ति है, उसके 3 भाग होते हैं, संवित, संधिनी और लादिनी. तो जो संवित संधिनी होती है, वो संधिनी है, वो जो बलराम जी उसके मुख्य हैं और वो ही इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ ऑल द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड एंड
Shandini Shakti,
क्रिएशन एंड
eternity, right?
eternity. Yeah. And
And
then Samvit is Krishna, knowledge potency. That is Samvit.
yes,
Samvit is
कृष्णा के अंदर ये तीनों शक्तियां हैं. आंतरिक
हाँ,
शक्ति है.
but each Shakti is being means led by certain personality. So who leads the Sandhini Shakti is Balaram ji, Samvit Shakti is Krishna, and Ladini Shakti is Radharani. So they are 3 in one level.
Okay, now we digress quite a bit. Now let's come back to the Damodar Leela questions, answers. Any more questions, comments?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a good digression. It's instructive. But what I want to focus right now on this Damodar Leela that we've been discussing. So there should be a lot of questions on that. Okay, if not, if you can question don't occur, then we will ask questions. Sarathavaji, you begin asking questions now.
Okay, I'll ask one question. As we heard in the
Pertaining
story,
to Damodar Leela, okay?
yes, Damodar Lila. As we heard in the story, Krishna was sucking the breasts of Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda had put the milk on fire. Then, after some time, when the milk was about to overflow, she ran from there, keeping Krishna behind. Now, the question is, why the milk wanted to overflow. Rather, why the milk was about to overflow? What is the reason? Anybody can think of it.
We discussed that issue came up.
The acharyas give many explanations. I'll explain one of them.
Sanjeev Prabhu already told about the milk thing.
What can you repeat it?
Yeah, he said that the milk was thinking, he's also conscious. So he's also thinking that if Mother Yashoda is already feeding Krishna and he's already satisfied with that milk, then what is our use? And then for it's trying to commit suicide. By
Yes. That means in the spiritual world where Krishna is there, all his leelas taking place, they are all spiritual. Even the milk is also personified. That pot is personified. The fire is personified. Everybody is personified. And in that state, the milk was thinking like that. That's why it happened like this. Then in this Damodar Leela, the balance of the Leela will be hearing later on only. Now, any other question or anything comes to your mind?
also regarding when Mother Yashoda was churning the milk, and it's mentioned that the flowers, Malati garland from her hair was flowers were also falling, so they were also personified.
Yes,
So,
everything in his Leela, they are personified.
so what was that significance of the flowers falling from her hair?
Flowers falling from the head, we can say the flowers, they were very happy that they were also part of this process. And the mother Yosoda, whatever she was doing to make Krishna happy. And if Krishna is happy, then all the constituents, all the participants in the Leela, they will also become happy because they are part of it.
Yeah, but there is some. The Acharya says that Mother Yashoda was feeling very much intense labor she was doing. She was, and the flowers were thinking that we are adding to the heaviness of her. She's already so tired, and we are adding to the heaviness of burdening her. So we should not burden her, and we should fall down. And that's how the flowers were falling.
Yes.
Other than see, when you said churning milk, milk is not churned, okay? It's usually the yogurt is
Yoga
churned.
teacher.
योगर्ट में जो फैट जो होता है वो माखन बन जाता है, मक्खन बन जाता है. वो मक्खन then you separate it out when you blend and very high speed churning process. So it's yogurt, not milk, okay?
Yes. In the modern method, now in the commercial factories, you'll find the butter is churned from the milk only. But in our ancient system, it is churned from the yogurt only.
Okay, any other questions? Because time is running out now. There's so
प्रभु जी
many
हरे
questions
कृष्णा.
coming.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु
Yes.
जी, दंडवत प्रणाम. प्रभु जी,
Hare Krishna.
ये लीला से हमें ये एक सीख अच्छी सी लेनी चाहिए कि जो भी कार्य जो करते हैं भगवान के लिए वो हमें खुद करना चाहिए. जैसे
Wonderful.
यशोदा माता ने सारे कार्य करते थे वो अपने हाथों से करते थे. तो हमें भी ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है. कुछ भी काम हो भगवान के, छोटे छोटे, हम घर में भी जो सेवा करते हैं तो वो जो भी कार्य है हम खुद करें, नहीं कि दूसरों कोई भी मेड से भी नहीं करवाना चाहिए. हमें वो कुछ भी बर्तन है तो हमें करना चाहिए भगवान के लिए जो भी कार्य है वो.
And
वो
we
दिस
use
इज
the best of the best products, right? Serving Krishna.
हाँ.
When we
यस यस,
prepare
और
bhoga,
सबसे अच्छी चीजें लेनी चाहिए.
we select the best. See how Radharani is doing that.
यस प्रभु जी.
Like in that particular day, Yasoda Mata had sent away all the servants. And the servants could not see this Leela. She was the only, she only witnessed this. And as I told you earlier, perhaps Kunti Mata was also there and she was witness to this Leela. That's why in Kunti Stuti, as we heard, she says that. That's why we should not only that we should do everything to please Krishna, but we should do anything and everything which is connected with Krishna. If something is not connected with Krishna, we should not do that work. We should not do that activity. So that is what is the gist of it.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
This
Prasad.
seems this Leela seems to be the highest, showing the highest love. Okay, Prabhuji. Whatever hard, okay, our heart is, okay, it's just the kind of what mine is. Okay, it will start melting. Okay, and that is what I could think. Yeah, it could melt whatever hard it is. Okay, however hard it is. The
Ramya,
love
are you
of
there? Ramya? Okay, go ahead. Finish it.
that's what I'm
Sorry.
trying to comment,
Yeah,
Prabhu. Okay. So,
thank you.
like some many times, like our heart is with scientific understanding or philosophical understanding, and many things are there. But if you hear this particular Leela, okay, whatever heart it is, okay, it will try to break and it will try to attract towards Krishna. Okay, that picturization, everything will come to our mind, Prabhu. Okay, to whoever we hear this particular Leela. Okay, it seems to be the highest uh, love, okay, which is expressed from Krishna towards everybody.
Thank you.
Even these all these leelas, especially the Balya Leela, they are so potent that they will melt anything and everything. Like if you have heard how Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra they attend this form because at that particular time they were listening to the Balya Leela from Rohini Mata in Dwarka, and that's how they melted and they came to that state. And then Narada Muni was the first one to come and see them. Seeing Narada Muni, they regained their original shape. But Narada Muni wanted to say that I wanted to see this, and everybody in the world they should see this form. And that's why the Lord Krishna told them that yes, later on when I come, I will show them in this form. That's why in this yuga, in this second paradha of Brahma, that is the second 50 years, he has appeared in Jagannath Puri as Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. So it can, this Balya Leela, this childhood pastimes, they are so very important. We should always try to listen to them rather than the other Leelas of, say, the Dwarka Leela or Mathura Leela. Amongst the three, the Balya Leela, that is whatever happened in Braja, they are most important. We should try to listen to them more than the other Leelas. That is what I learned.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Because what I like to,
Prabhuji, one more
what?
most
Yeah,
important
please,
point is
please.
two fingerless. This is
Yeah,
the most important
उसके
learning.
बारे में तो बहुत कुछ कह सकते हैं,
Yes,
बहुत कुछ कह सकते
yes,
हैं.
प्रभु जी,
Our
क्योंकि
acharyas said
उसमें
lot.
यस प्रभु जी, टू फिंगर लेस में यही कि हम अपना जो भी कर्तव्य है, जो भी इंडिविजुअल है वो करते रहे और उसमें निराश न हो जाए कभी भी, और कुछ भी हो जाए मगर भगवान जब भी कृपा करेंगे. दूसरा में एक फिंगर में ये बताते हैं, दूसरे फिंगर में ये है कि भगवान कृपा करेंगे, बस उनका इंतजार करें. हम डिमांड नहीं कर सकते, हम कमांड कर सकते हैं. ये समझ सकते हैं इससे. हम अपना जो भी कर्तव्य करते रहे, भगवान के लिए कार्य करते रहे बस.
Good point, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Samantha Mataji? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
So, Damodar Leela is the most hope-giving Leela to us devotees, that we have to keep endeavoring, as Raksha Mataji rightly said. Prabhuji, in one of the points, Sanjeev Prabhuji said that, it's the why Brahma and Shiva also could not attain, could not have so much of control over Lord. But Yashoda Mata did get because of her pure love. So even with devotees who give their heart and soul to Lord, they to them Lord gives them the inspiration as what should be done. Lord guides them throughout. So we just have to surrender. But what happens in the neophyte state when you don't have that love? You're just trying to develop that love. What happens in that case? How do we go about it when we do not get inspiration?
Good point. Yeah, good question. Anybody wants to volunteer?
Yes, Prabhuji, may I?
Yeah, please.
Prabhuji, in this, may I just say
Prabhuji,
one
Mataji,
thing?
keep trying and trying. Without दुख मतलब निराश नहीं होना है, बस हमारे जो भी है वो हम करते रहे बस, और रिजल्ट की चिंता नहीं करनी.
Ramya wants to add something. Ramya?
Yeah,
Yes.
like when we were young, we used to listen to a lot of Krishna stories and all that, but then we didn't know what it is inside. So outwardly, what we do is we just listen to it. Even for children, we go and tell them the stories. So they all know all the Kalya Leela, all that, Kalya Nardhan and all that. But the inside of it, only when you come to become a devotee, even if it is in a neophyte state, you start analyzing it. You don't know the inner meaning. Like each pastime depicts something, your ego, your envy, everything like that. So like that in Damodar Leela also there are so many things, but only when we start analyzing or getting into that with the support of the devotees in the association and all that, we get to know more. That is what I understood.
Very good
Hare
point.
Krishna.
Yes,
Shall I add one point?
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
very similar to what Ramya Mataji has added. Immerse in the Leela. Okay. So, yeah, we say chanting and all that. Yes, that is definitely, it will help. Okay. To improve the faith, immerse in the Leela. Okay. This kind of Leelas. Read it. Okay. Or visualize it. Okay. And listen it again and again whenever you find time.
And Prabhupada added
Especially,
that not only sing but dance also.
uh,
इसके बारे में एक बहुत अच्छा है. Somebody said that I don't feel like to dance, That Prabhupada insists that you still dance it.
yeah, imitate.
Yeah. Okay, I think last two, three minutes remaining.
What is the difference? What is the difference between the love or the devotion of Yasoda Mata and any other? It is the absence of Aishwarya. Now, Yasoda Mata also saw all the things. She also knew how the Kalya Lila took place. She also saw the complete universe in his mouth, not once but twice, like this many other activities, killing of Putana or all these demons. She saw all these things, and we also know all these things. But in us, the Aishwarya, the opulence, that is predominant. But in her case, and in case of the Brajavasis, in case of Nanda Baba, they knew all this, but they never gave importance to them. They said the Lord Narayana is saving my son. And they never thought that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. The gopis, they knew exactly who Krishna was. They knew that in other yugas he was Lord Rama, he was this, that, all the things they knew. They had full knowledge, even though they never went to any school or college or they never studied in any Gurukul. They had complete knowledge, but they did not give importance to Aishwarya. They took Krishna in one of their relationship. Somebody thought he is my son, he is my nephew, or he is my relation, like this. Even not only the Brajavasis, even the Dwarkavasis, they also took him, considered him as their relationship. So that is what is the difference between us and the others. And then how we have to will reach that stage. We have to start with Aishwarya only. If we say if we try to follow Yashoda Mata or Nanda Baba, that will not be correct because we cannot follow them. We are not in that state. In whatever state we are, in Aishwarya only, we should try to worship the Lord. And gradually, when we progress in the path of devotional service, this Aishwarya will be given less and less importance, and the relationship will be developed more and more deeply. Now we know that the deity who is in the temple, we know that there is no difference between Krishna and that deity. But still, it is in our mind that it is made of stone or wood or something like that, we do not fully believe, 100% believe that he is that. So that is what is the difference. And as we progress on the path of devotional service, we will be able to progress and or this feeling of Aishwarya, opulence, that will be given less importance. And one day, certainly, we will feel that Krishna is in one of our relationships. So that is how it can happen.
Thank you,
Very
Prabhuji.
instructive,
Thank you
very
so much.
instructive, Prabhuji. Very instructive, Prabhuji. Prabhuji is going to give us a really good surprise
Yes,
today,
yes.
pleasant surprise.
I,
So
I,
I think, would you want to do it after the nursing prayer or before?
after the nursing of prayers.
So let's do it nursing of prayer, so we can really be get this special treat. Prabhuji is going to give us a special treat. Okay, let's do the nursing of prayer.
Archana Mataji, would you like to do nursing prayers? Okay,
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralhadalhadadaine. Pralhadalhadadaine. हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालये शिलाटङ्कानखालये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरेण कवाद्भुतशृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद सिंहदेव भगवान की जय भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय वैष्णव की जय श्री प्रभुपाद ओ हरे कृष्णा
See, we
हरि
are
बोल
newly wedded couple. Wonderful. Prabhuji, could you like to introduce here?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
My
So
son,
nice.
his name is Ojoswin, and my daughter-in-law, her name is Radhika.
Haribol,
Madam,
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Congratulations, wonderful. Nice meeting you all.
Please bless her.
Congratulations.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. Congratulations, Prabhuji Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Very nice to see
Many,
you.
many congratulations,
So many
Prabhuji and Mataji.
congratulations.
Very happy to see all of you from all over the world.
Yeah. We wish you all the very best, beginning of your Grasta Ashrama. And we hope that you'll do it in a Krishna conscious way. Because see, your entire family is Krishna conscious. Sharad Prabhuji is the living example what a devotee ought to be, with his own life. So really, really, we are very fortunate. This couple really leading us to the divinity, in the sense we worship the divinity. As Sharad Prabhu just explained to us, as neophyte devotees, we should worship. We begin our worship with the divinity. Hare Krishna. So we wish you all the very, very best. Thank you. Sharad Prabhu, you want to say something?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for all your blessings.
Many congratulations again, beta.
Lot of blessings to you again. Wishes to you, Prabhu.
God bless you.
All right. So we conclude we